I speak right now, did a piece called Interlude, and prepped Gunk 17, 18, and 19, and they're loading. They're in queues to be put on the YouTube and all. And this whole Gunk series been talking about errands, you know, the errands. I was moving boulders. Talked about the World Cup that just passed, Spain won when the series started. The finals were still a day or two off, I think a couple days off. And I've been talking about graduation from one of the Claremont colleges. Found out I have enough credits now to walk in ceremony. It looks like May of 2011. Probably have my diploma this October. It's 2010 right now. And I just want to talk about ecology. I took environmental studies at the school I went to. And the irony, you know, picked ecology. It was the mid-90s when I did it. The year I graduated, 1989, there was the Exxon Valdez spill. And as we speak right now, British Petroleum is trying to clean up the Gulf of Mexico. And one of the candidates, this last election, you know, it was their motto before this spill, drill baby drill. And oil in the 19th century was not hard to find, apparently. It was so easy to find that you could step on it. And then you had to start drilling into the ground, blah blah blah, etc. And now they're drilling miles out past the shoreline into the middle of gulfs and oceans and so forth. And we have this thing right here called the sun. And we have, let's see if I think this one's gonna suffice right here. We have this thing called the wind. There's other methods, some might be controversial. Geothermal. That means you could use the heat underneath the Earth's surface to as a form of energy. You know, there's still hydropower with dams, and anthropologists hate that usually because you're robbing you know, civilization of history by burying shrouds and bones and fossils, whatnot. And ecology in its essence, I learned this at the Claremont colleges. Eco means house. Eco means house. Logi, logos means word, but somehow logi, ecology is the study of your house. Okay, in essence. Alright, and obviously the earth is our house. Gaia is a Greek name for earth. And these are, you know, things we study. That's the essence of what it means. And the fundamental elements seem to be the air and the water. Water's not anywhere, you know, visible over here. But clean air and clean water, man. Let's manage that. And I'm in there loading, and I have a couple of errands I'm gonna run. I might go ahead and get a guitar today because, man, I deserve it. I found out I was gonna graduate, you know, that I could graduate now without having to take one more class at Claremont, at Cal State San Bernardino, which is, you know, about a 20-minute drive, you know, 25-minute drive that way. I thought I was gonna have to take another class. I was planning to take statistics if it matters. Something that's cut and dry. 2 + 2 is 4. It's always been 4, always will be 4. Something you really can't argue about too much, you know. When you only have electives left, you usually want to take something easy, right? And most people wouldn't think of statistics as easy. But for me, you know, I'm decent at math, and I'm thinking about the principle of it. You might think something like basket weaving would be easy or something, right? But then you get a snobby professor or something. You call that a basket? Yeah. You know, it's holding whatever I need it to hold. You know, some change, a couple of dollar bills, or you know, whatever it might be. Yeah, I call it a basket. It looks like any other baskets ever made. Couldn't you be a little creative? Well, if I was a little too creative, then F, you got an F, okay? You know, you hit the wrong professor, but the statistics, 10 plus 10 is 20. It's never not been 20. Never will be something other than 20 outside of poetry circles or, you know, philosophical classes or something. Where you're like, hey man, this guy told me 10 plus 10 is 21. What I think he's trying to say is he's almost hitting the mark, but he's barely missing, you know? Or engineering classes, they actually allow you a little leeway. And you could have 2 sets of 10-foot walls or something, right? And the actual measurement is 20.1. And that might be within the amount of leeway that they allow in engineering. With that said, we're got a couple minutes and I want to wrap this up about ecology and studying ecology and thinking it's a no-brainer. Thinking it's something I really don't have to discuss. Thinking, wow, you know, the least controversial subjects I could think of, you know, is when I graduated from a community college, Chaffey, with the communications and liberal arts. Transferred to one of Claremont colleges. I figured one of the least controversial would be ecology. All right, when I graduated in high school, we had the Exxon Valdez spill. There's a lot of nuclear reactors, especially in Russia, I understand. They call it decommissions when you're not going to use a nuclear reactor anymore. What are you going to do with the waste? In America, they built a suppository in Nevada. I think it's Nevada. I say Arizona sometimes because I forget and get confused, but somewhere out there towards the Great American Desert, it's a Yucca Mountain. It's called Yucca Mountain, but they don't use it. All the waste is being kept on site right now. There's a high level of radioactive waste. And all I want to do, man, all I want to do in my most fundamental, see that? See the air? The wind? All I want to do is make sure we have clean air, clean water. You know, that's the core premise I figure I'm going to go with. And my own friends, tree hugger, you're a tree hugger and shit. You watch the news, it's like, oh, they talk green, but they act red. You know, they're calling environmentalists communists of all things. You know, because of state control with the EPA and the Clean Air and Water Act and stuff regular people don't want to deal with. And I felt hated, bro. I swear to God, I felt hated for my major. And then go ahead and buy yourself a joke book. Go down to Walden Books, B. Dalton, Barnes Noble, wherever you shop. You know, little private ones, doesn't fucking matter. Go buy a joke book, and you're gonna see a shitload of stuff about used car salesmen, lawyers, and politicians. Okay, those are professions where people are always making fun of them. I feel more hated being, going to the ecology field though. You know, it's like, you have some nerve. You have some nerve. What are you gonna do? You know, they I don't know what they think, bro. It costs more to clean up pollution than to prevent it. And it's just weird. It's just weird shit. But with all hope, in a year's time, I've done an internship with the Public Waste Department in Ontario. With all hope, I'll be out there again. And the far right politically, thinks global warming's a farce, and they think the EPA's a bureaucratic institution that needs to be cut down and all. But I'm doing okay, and I gotta go. I'm out of time. Okay, party on.